Hello everyone. In this session, we will discuss the functions topic. A function is a block of code and that can be runs only when it is called only. So means in our programmatic we are always writing the main function, right? So when we are calling that one only, it is executing our programs. Same like that only here. Not only with the main function, we can write the several number of functions into this. Means we can include the multiple number of times. So just here you can define the code once and you can execute that one into the desired number of times by calling the our program. Just in the programmatic, you can write the code. How many times you need that output so you can perform with it. So just here you have to be defined once and that can be executed with the desired number of times by the calling of our programmatic. And these functions are used to perform our certain actions, and those are all important to perform the reusing of the code. Without the reusing of the code here, how it will be performed the multiple times here? No. So that's what here it is always using our reusable type. And just here you can define the code once and it can be used for many times into this. Okay, so here you can see how to declare the function. So that is the function declaration. So if you need to be declare the functions, just you have to be use the our function type, which type of function you are using, and also here function name, which type of function name we are using, and the parameter list. In this we are passing the some arguments. In the braces, in the opening and the closing braces, in between we are passing the some parameters. So those parameters like here our arguments only. In between here we are passing. In between these we are passing the arguments. So it may be the int A, int B, like that. Here we can pass anything. And so these are terminating by our semicolon. At last you can see these are terminated by our semicolon. And here we can also call this is the function prototype. So we can also call this type of declaration function prototype here. We can also call that is the function prototype. Right? So just here in the function declaration, which type of function we are using and which type of function name we are choosing and what we are passing into the parameter list. For example, you can see here we are choosing the function name is like your float. So your type means here which type of data type we are using. So here we are choosing the float data type, and here function name I'm taking this sum. Sum means adding the two numbers like that. And the parameter list here I'm passing the float x and the float y. So here x and y are in the form of a sum, and float, we took the float is a type here. Whatever we took the type of data that we need to be write into the, or else that we need to be passed into our parameter list. You can see here. Not only these float here, if we need int, we can choose int sum, int x, int y. Like that here we can declare our function. And next here, how to perform the function definition. So if you are performing the function definition, it is some complete description for the function. Means the function definition is like you're performing the function does and how it will be performs. And the function definition is having the function body. Here this function definition will be having the function body. So in this function body we are passing some block of statements. So in a main function we are writing some statements, right? Same like that here in the function definition we are passing the block of statements, and also with the form of function name, argument list within the return type. So just check here what we have the syntax for this. You can see. So here we took the return type. Return type means you, for example, you can choose the void. Your void is a return type. Your if the function is suppose your sometimes we are choosing the int is also return type. That is a function dependency. And the function name, whatever you need, it may be the sum or else it may be the subtractions or anything. It may be the ABC also, you can choose any function name you can choose. So first here whatever you have the return type that you need to be right. After that choose the function name and then pass the parameter list into this. First suppose if you are taking the void and function name will be that is your choice. You can choose the ABC or anything. So just here without the parameter list also we can pass into this. Right after that here we are writing the some local variables. Here we have the local variable declaration. Local variable means here after the function we are writing the our variables. Variables means your A to Z alphabets, whatever we have that we are writing here variable. Okay, so here if you're writing the variables in the outside means that is a global. At present we are writing the variables in the local, right? After the opening of the function, if you are writing the variables, that is a local variable declaration. Here you need to be pass the our local variables. And after that here you have to be read the our body of the statements. Here function definition can be done in the form of body of the statements, right? So that you need to be declared. And after that you are passing the our arguments. Sorry, here you have already passed the function name and the parameter list, right? Now you are passing with the return type with the expression. So your return expression will be done whatever you return the program, that is dependency. Suppose if sometimes you return directly or else you return 0, and if you are giving the some variable, any variable like your a, return a, like that here we can pass the our variables to the returns. So this is a syntax. Now we will see how we can perform in the form of example format. Just we'll see that one, how we can perform the return type and local variables, what we need to be take, and the statements like that. Now we can see. So first here I'm choosing the example. Just I'm choosing the example into this. So in this example, okay, so in this example, first we have the return type. In this return type I'm choosing the float. Instead of the float you can choose your choice, like your integer also, like double, long double, anything you can choose. Float. And here also I'm choosing the name. Function name is the sum. And we need to be passed now here our parameter list. I'm choosing the float x and the float y. Here I'm choosing the variables is like x and y. And this is the return type. Your float is the right now return type and sum is the function name. Float is already our data type. Okay, so these x and y are the our variables. And here I'm passing the variable that is like your float z. Okay, so this float z is taking the values of the x and y. So here z is showing the our sum of the two numbers. Okay, so here we took the x and y. Okay, so those you can include here. And after that return the x. Return the z. We need the sum of z, right? So that's what here we need to be return the our z. Here z is the one expression. After that you can close the our function. So here this is the opening of the function. Like this here we can define the our function. Okay, and next here so if you need to be pass the values into this, you can pass within the if you're passing the values or else your variables, we can pass inside or else here we can pass the outside is also possible. That is a declaration process. And next here we have the topic that is the inline functions. Here inline function is nothing but here whatever you are doing the process that can be done in the form of inside of the function. So just here inline functions or functions that are expanded inline during its invocation. So whenever you're performing the functions, those can be done in the form of inline of the functions. So means here these functions are called when means here if the compiler is replacing the call with its respective function code. In that time here it will be calls. So inline means inside of the function we are doing this one inside, and these inline functions are declared in the form of our inline keyword. So we can call, if you're writing the inline function, that can be declared with the inline keyword. If you are declaring the inline function, that is used to perform with the inline. Okay, so here just you can see how it will be looks like in the syntax format. So just nothing is there. Inline means that whenever you are performing the our functions in these inline functions or expanded during the our invocation type here. These are also calling the our functions, okay. And here we have a syntax that is the inline. So the function in the inline function, it is using the keyword that is the inline, right? So first you need to be start with the inline, and also it will be having the some function name. It will be having the some function name, and after that here it is opened with the opening brace. After that here you need to be write the some statements into this, and then close this one, and then close the our function. So you need to be open the inline, and function name we need to be right. After that you can close the our statements here. After that here you can close the our statements. And if you're writing the programmatic for this, for suppose if you're writing the programmatic for program for this, how it will be looks like, let's see. Suppose if you're writing program, for example you are writing the program, so it may be declared with the hash include iostream.h and hash include con io.h, right? So directly I'm starting with the inline function here. Just you can see inline, and here I'm choosing the function name is like your float. Function name is like your float, and here I'm choosing the this is a float is a type, right? So here I'm choosing the function name that is a square root, like sqrt. And here next I'm choosing the parameter list that is the float num. So this is the float, and here whatever we have num, that is the our what we passed the variable into this, okay. And next here just open the brace, return num into num, you can see here this is the process, looks like here our definition of the function only, right? So instead of that you just we pass it with the our inline. So in the inline functions, just you need to be write the inline with the function name. After that here whatever you have the statement that you have to be include, what we included here with the return num into the num. So we took the square root, right? So num means here whatever we took the value, so that can be doubled, num into num means. And after that here we need to be start the our main function void main. Here void is the return type, here main is the our function, and in that here I'm starting the float. In this also I'm choosing the float, and this float is having the one value that is the n equal to 3.0. okay, so here I'm using the CLRS here. If you need only you can use. So here what is the CLRS here means here it clears the screen. Okay. So and here C out open square of number. So what we took in this here, we took the function name is the square root. So for that case here we need to be write the our executable path. So in the form of C out means your C output. square of number and n. So n means here whatever you have the value here. And next is, again here I'm writing continuation line, open square root of n, and next your end L. So at the last here we are using the end L. End L means here this is the end of the line. Okay, so here we took this square n means here whatever we have the value 3. So this 3 is comes to here in between the n value. Okay, square root of 3 we need to be find. Square of the 3. Okay, square of the 3 we are taking, so not square root, so just we are performing the square program. And after that you just write the get ch and close this, and after that you close this. So here in this we took the function name, that is the square. We need to be find the square for that. We took like you written the value num into num, right? So that is like your our n square type, right? N square type. So for that case we started our main function. In the main function whatever we written, that is only executed, right? So here we written like your square of number. So here automatically here it will be shows the our output is square of number is square of number. Okay, n we have means 3. 3 is 9. 3 into 3, it will be takes 3 into 3. How it can be performed? By the num into num. So means whatever we return the function in the void main, that is performed by the our inline functions. So these inline functions are included into the our function, right? So inside we are writing, inside the function we are writing the programmatic like this here we can do. So the output will be comes to the 9. Okay, we took the 3, right? So square of number 3 is the 9. That like that it will be displays the value. So this is the our inline functions. And next here we have the function overloading, or else here we can call the overloading functions. So here the function overloading is a process of using the same function name for many times. So normally we will take this some different function names. So if you are using the functions, not only one function you are using into the programmatic, right? Several functions, multiple functions at the same time we can include the our function. You can take the hundreds of functions is also possible, but those all functions can be executed with the form of our main function, right? So if you're taking the, so how it will be done, this overloading? So suppose we are giving the 10 functions, but I didn't get the any overloading process, then how we will get means here with the function name, with the same function name. You can see if you are choosing the same function name only, it can be performed with the same function name only. So how means you can see, suppose here I am choosing the, suppose for example you can choose here how it will be performed. Int multiply, I am choosing the multiply is the function name. Multiply is the function name. And next I am passing the parameter list, int and the int. Without the variables also we can pass, there is no problem. Okay, and next here I'm choosing double, multiply, and next I'm choosing the double int, and again I'm choosing double, multiply, double, double. So now these 3 are our functions. So means without the main function, just I wrote some statements. So now this is the one function. This is the first function. This is the second function. This is the third function. We pass it the three functions in the one program. And we need to execute these three functions into the main function. Okay, that is good. But you can see here, we choose in like here multiply. In the integer data type we took the multiply, and in double data type we took the multiply, and also you can see and double. Here already we have double with the multiply, and again we took the double with the multiply. See, and but here we are passing the different parameters, right? There is no problem. If you are passing the same variables, means here it is a again function overloaded type. So here you can see this function overloading can be done in the form of a same function name. It is performed by the same function name. Here we use the same function name, that is the multiply. The function overloading is a process of using the same function name for the many times here. So it can be shows our function is overloaded. So with this here there is no problem. We are passing the parameter list is different, but with the same function name we can pass any number of functions. That is possible. There is no problem. Just you can remember what is a function overloading means. With the same function name we are passing our functions. Okay, so you can see here with the multiply we are passing all this. This is our function overloading. And if we need to be pass our arrays into the functions, how it will be looks. Let's see here. If we need to be pass our arrays to the functions, here array is the arrangement in the contiguous memory allocation, right? Array is a collection of elements. Those are arranged into the contiguous memory location, right? So how these arrays are performed into the functions? Here array is the first as parameters type. Arrays are passing into the functions within the form of parameters, and those are using our passing by reference method. These arrays are using the passing by reference method to perform our functions, right? And here if you are using the parameters, so then here our arrays are passing as your reference by using the square braces. We have in the arrays format subscript, right? For the size declaration here we are using our subscript type here, array symbol. So normally if you are passing the parameters, you are taking some symbol like this. This is the address symbol. This is the address symbol. Instead of this address symbol here, we are passing our array symbol. This is for the size. This is the size declaration format, right? So now this is our parameter. Just you can see array is passed as reference by using our square symbol. So instead of our address, instead of our address symbol in the parameter name, if you are passing the parameter names, instead of this address it can be performed with this. For example, you can see how it will be. So just here you can see this is for our size. This is the size declaration, and you can see the one example for this example. Suppose if you are passing, so just hash include diverse string, all these are same only. So just if you are passing this, I am choosing the int, sum, and the int, like this here you can pass, and after that you can choose the int sum int. This is the array, and you can see This is the size of an array. This is the size of an array. So instead of that, here we are using the our arrays. We are just passing the arrays to the functions. Here int is the our type of the function, sum is the our function name. Inside we are passing the some parameters, right? So in the parameter name, instead of the parameter name, here we are choosing the our arrays. So how it will be looks like here within the form of by using the array symbol. So in that we can initialize the our size of an array. So or else here sometimes here you can say like this also, x plus array of I, x plus array of an array. So like this also we can pass the values into this. Okay, so if you need to be pass the arrays to the functions, just you can use the reference by using the our symbol. That's it. So these are the our passing the arrays to the functions. Thank you for the watching. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel.